A friend of mine many, many years ago gave me a quote of a famous Jesuit theologian, philosopher, scientist, Father Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. And the quote goes something like this: "Someday, after we master the winds and the waves and the tides, we will harness for God the energies of love. And then for the second time in the history of the world, humankind will discover fire." It's a favorite quote of mine, and I probably have used it during the Sunday Mass at some point in time over the years I've been part of it. But it came to mind again to me as I thought of these readings today. You know, readings all focused on that command of love. That first and second commandment that Jesus in the life of his ministry told us embodied all the other commandments. A command that's thou shalt not, but a command is that thou shalt love one another. You know, in that first reading, I've always sort of gravitated toward that story of Peter and Cornelius for a couple of reasons. You know, first of all, that moment when Cornelius sort of kneels down before Peter, and Peter says, "Get up. I'm a human being just like you. You know, we're one. I'm not a god. I'm not somebody above you. We're together." And then that image of the Jewish Christians who are with Peter, who are astounded that God's Spirit would go to the Gentiles. You know, there's a lot of voices in our world today that seem to judge us, that tell us that maybe we're not good enough, that we're the Gentiles. And how would God's Spirit ever come into us? And how would God ever work through us? But you know, we're all humans. And God works in mysterious ways. And God's Spirit can come among anyone, even maybe the people we least expect to be God's presence in our life. You know, the gift of following Jesus' command is to become his friends. You know, not to be a student, not to be a follower, to be a friend, to be somebody connected in relationship. And that's what we're called to. And if we enter into that, we might discover a love, the love of God, that will be as powerful in our life as the discovery of fire. Something that will touch all of our life, everything we do, and how we enter into the world. So as we honor mothers today who sort of embody that gift of love, let us pray for them and with them that we will embody that gift also to bring God's presence to the world.